Welcome to Sarosh Digital Learning SST class standard 6th. Chapter number 10 Ancient India Culture. Points to be discussed: language and literature, life of the people, science, centers of education, art and architecture. First point: language and literature. What is meant by literature? Stories and human experiences were written as literature. These literatures were produced in Sanskrit, Pali, and Tamil languages. This literature includes religious literature, treatises on grammar, epics, plays, stories, etc. Meaning of treatise: a written work dealing formally and systematically with a subject. Meaning of epics: a long poem. The post history of a nation. Now let us know about Sangam literature. Explanation: meaning of Sangam as per textbook: a gathering of learned men. A literature produced in such gathering is known as Sangam literature. Sangam literature is the most ancient literature in Tamil. Meaning of ancient: no longer in existence. Let us know about Tipitaka. Tipitaka has three parts. The word Pitaka means a basket or collection. Here Tipitaka means a section. Tipitaka is written in Pali language. It consists of three categories: Sutta Pitaka, Vinay Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Let us know about Sutta Pitaka. The text of Gautam Buddha's teaching or sermon. Meaning of sermon: they are suptas or suptams. Next one, Vinay Pitaka. The word Vinay means rules. Vinay Pitaka are the rule of behavior which bhikkhus and bhikkhines in the Buddha Sangam should follow in their day-to-day lives. Next one, Abhidhamma Pitaka. In the Buddhist doctrine has been explained. Meaning of doctrine: a sector of beliefs which we should follow while following Buddhism. Now we will study about Adi Shankaracharya lived during the 8th century BCE. He emphasized knowledge and renunciation, the formal rejection of something or to reject something false belief. Adi Shankaracharya wrote commentaries explaining the Upanishad, Brahma Sutras and the Bhagavad Gita. When he wrote Bhagavad Gita, he also explained the meaning to understand the common people like us. Adi Shankaracharya also established 4 mats in 4 directions of India: at Badrinath, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri and Srinagari. Now let us know about the Kautilya. Kautilya wrote the Arthashastra, in which he has discussed what is required for an efficient administrative system. Now let us know about treatise of grammar. Ashtadhyayi, written work in detail about a particular subject. Sanskrit grammar was written by Panni. It is considered one of the best work on Sanskrit grammar. Classic epics. Now let us know about Arsha and classic epics. Ramayana and Mahabharata are the 2 Arshas epic of ancient India. Arsha means composed by rishis or sages. How? Ramayana was composed by Rishi Valmiki. It means the main character is Lord Sri Rama. Mahabharata was composed by sage Vyas. Its main theme was the war between the Kauravas and Pandavas. It also tells us about Lord Krishna's life. Now we will discuss about theatre. Theatre. India has an ancient tradition of telling stories through songs, music and dance. These arts have been discussed in great details in the Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni. When this art were presented along with supportive dialogues, they were known as theatres. Now let us know about narrative literature. Storytelling was used to educate people through entertainment. For example, Bodh Jataka tales are also very well known. Now let us know about the life of the people, explanation in literature of ancient India. How the people live. Trade was progressing internally and externally. Society was divided into different castes. Trade was carried out on seas as well as land route too. Indian goods was in great demand. The diet of the people include food items like rice, wheat, barley and lentil, masoor. Beside milk, fish, meat and fruits. Their clothes resemble today's dhoti, uparna, sari, etc. Now, next 10.3 Science, Medicine. Indian medical science is known as Ayurveda. It has a very old tradition. It seeks to understand the symptoms of an illness, its diagnosis and treatment. Mathematics and astronomy. The ancient India had studied mathematics and astronomy at great depth. Indians were the first to use the numerals 1 to 9 and 0. They invented the concept of decimal system in which the value of digit changes according to its place. Ekam, Daham, unit and tens. The scientist Aryabhatta wrote the book Aryabhatta, which includes many formulas for mathematical operations. Aryabhatta was also an astronomer. He stated that the earth revolves around the sun. Now 10.4 Centers of Education. There were many famous centers of education in ancient India. Students from other countries also came there for their studies. Now Takshashila University. Takshashila was an important city on the ancient Indian trade route. Today it is Pakistan. Takshashila is in Pakistan. Archaeological evidence says that in 6th century this city was established. Many famous personalities studied at this university, and they were Jivaka, Chandragupta Maurya, Panini and Charak were also students of Takshashila University. Varanasi. Do you know, students, how Varanasi got its name? The river Ganga has two tributaries, Varana and Asi. The city is located between Varana and Asi. In this way, this place got its name as Varanasi. Varanasi provided education in the areas of Vedic as well as Jain and Buddhist philosophy. Vallabhi was an ancient city in Gujarat from the 5th to 8th century CE. Now, Nalanda University. The remains of the ancient Nalanda University can be found near today's Patna city in Bihar. Emperor Harshvardhan made generous donation to this university. Now, we will study about Vikramashila University. This university was located near today's Bhagalpur, Bihar. It was established by a king named Dharmapal in the 8th century CE. It has 6 vihars, each having its own separate entrance. Now, we will come to Kanchi. During the reign of Pallava dynasty, 6th century CE, Kanchi in Tamil Nadu emerged as an important center of education. It was a center for the teaching and learning of Vedic, Jain and Buddhist texts. Now last we will come to art and architecture. Indian architecture reached its peak during the Maurya and the Gupta Emperor. The stone pillars erected by Emperor Ashoka at various places are excellent examples of Indian sculpture. Now, the art of making images was developed during the Gupta period. Temple architecture developed during the reign of the Chalukya and Pallava dynasties in South India. Thus, it is clear, student, that an ancient Indian culture was very prosperous and advanced. Thank you.